my corona. Did you all have a corona?
Yeah.
Yes? Did you all have a corona experience for 2 years and 2 months? Yes? How many of you feel like, yeah, it's over? Oh, really? Wow. Who's like, we're just in the middle of it? Wow. Wow.
At the end.
We're near the end of it. So, do you guys remember March 14th? Huh? 2 years ago. Do you remember where you were?
It was my birthday.
It was your birthday, and it was the day that what happened in Barcelona?
We went into lockdown.
We went into lockdown. And me, 3 years of Gestalt therapy, trained therapist, hundreds of hours of therapy, working my emotions. I lived alone, and I thought, I can handle confinement, yes? Forgot that I'm 93% extroverted. And within 3 days, I had booked a flight to Canada and had packed up my apartment in 24 hours. And I got one of my clients, I knew she needed the apartment, I know her secrets, and I got her to stay in my apartment, and in exchange, she made a website for me. Yeah, great therapist. And so I fly to Canada, and do you know what an early adopter is in the tech world?
Yeah.
No? Technically, I'm a Corona early adopter, because I had Corona, and I flew to Canada. I'm one of those people. Yeah? But we didn't know that loss of smell was Corona. We just thought that was normal. Right? Like, I can't taste anything. I'm sure I'm fine. Hand sanitizer, no thanks. And then I get to Canada, small town Canada where there's nothing to do. But when there's nothing to do, that means you have freedom to walk everywhere. There's nowhere to walk to, but you can walk around the trees. And I'm living with my parents. And I'm too old to live with my parents. Yes? And I'm living there, and within a couple days, all my clients dropped because they were live. And then nobody thought you could learn online, right? No one thinks you can do anything online. Do you remember those days? God, we were stupid, no? Now everything's online. It's just amazing what happened. And so I go from earning whatever I earn a month in Barcelona, to earning like 50 euros, because 2 clients thought, Jessica's pretty good, I can probably do this online, right? So I'm alone. My boyfriend in Slovenia tells me that he doesn't like me anymore. And I say, oh good, I also don't like you so much anymore. And it was perfect because we were never going to see each other again anyway. And right at that time, I remember a guy with like huge muscles, the biggest muscles you've ever seen, full of tattoos. I hate tattoos. Like those scary ones, right? Like, I don't understand tattoos. And I call this guy again. I'm lonely in Canada, getting skinnier and skinnier, sadder and sadder. And I call him, because I was lonely, I think. And we start this beautiful long-distance relationship. And every day we talk. And who remembers the day that the rules, what is it? Rules got open again? That's bad grammar. When Barcelona let people back into the country. Do you remember when it was? March 14th it started and quarantine ended?
June.
Restrictions got lifted? I don't know.
Yeah, well, June what?
17th?
Yeah, it was around June 15th. June 17th, 15th, right? Yeah? And so I fly back, and we go to walk for Park Citadella. And before we have sex, he's like, I have to tell you something. I'm like, oh no, I flew back for you, right? What are you going to tell me? This like really cool Catalan guy with big tattoos, and he's just like, I got a kid. He's like, before you have sex with me, I want you to know I have a kid. I'm like, how old? He's like 18. I'm like, okay, well, let's go. Right? Not my problem. And a couple months pass, and I'm getting close to this like midlife crisis. Yeah? And it's Corona, and things still aren't going good, and I'm moving to different apartments because I'm trying to figure out where to live and what to do. And my best friend goes, so, are you gonna have a baby or not? You're getting old. And I said, what do you mean I'm getting old? Look at this skin, flawless, right? And she's like, no, it's either with this guy or nothing. And I go, what? It's only been 3 months with this guy. I can't like think about having a baby with him. And I take her advice on everything. you'll see, it doesn't end up well. And I look at him with his like 1,000 tattoos, shaved head, like, it looks like Vin Diesel. Like a bunch of bad decisions, like walking around. And I go, that guy's not gonna be the dad of my beautiful, like, Princeton child, right? So I decide to move to Berlin, because in Berlin, there are no Catalans. If I can say I'm not in a bad way, but in a way that I can't date Catalans in general because they don't want to date me. They reject me before I can reject them, right? I'm too tall. That's the main problem. And then there's other problems. And so I go to Berlin because I figure I'm going to find a husband there. Because they're all Germans, and look at me, I'm German. They're going to love me, right? I'm like, I was going to say, am I allowed to say Hitler? No. I'm like a dream woman in Germany, let's just say, right? Here I'm like over there I'm like, awesome, okay? And I go there and I meet all these amazing women that like are single or not single, but never had kids, and they chose not to have kids. Because we were taught, looking at all the girls, and well, all the guys, that there's no choice if you don't have children. Do you guys even remember like anyone not having children when you were kids? Like any of your mom's friends that didn't have kids? Like one crazy aunt, or like, you know? It was like either like get married, have kids, become that crazy aunt, or like a cat lady, which was the same category, right? So it was such a eye-opening thing to live in a city where you can be anything you want. How many of you have been in Berlin? Yeah? Did you wear crazy clothes? Right? She lives there. Yeah?
That's how I feel, yeah.
You feel it?
Yeah, but I'm getting married, so.
You're getting married?
Not for kids.
Rubbing it in, huh? So it's been 7 weeks in Berlin, and I'm meeting all these amazing people. Went on a couple of dates. It was great. Got phone numbers by like Moroccans in the metro. It was just like Barcelona. and then I think I would like to go see my guy and my 3 best friends. It's only been 7 weeks, and apparently I'm homesick. So I fly back. I see my guy, and I just never leave again. I like stayed 1 week. And I stayed canceled that flight, and I stayed another 2 weeks. Thank you, Ryanair, it only cost 20 euros. And then I stayed another week, and it ended up being 5 weeks. And then I just flew back to Berlin. I said goodbye to all those wonderful humans that helped me understand what was important in life. Yeah? And I flew back and we moved in. Can you imagine? Right away. That same day. So crazy. And oh wow. Makes me sad. More emotions. And it was like this crazy realization, like what's important. You know, like in Berlin, you can make more money, not a lot more, right? But you can make more money. You can go to Munich. You can go to England very quickly with a train. You can be corporately successful. You know, and that's very hard to do here. How many of you are English teachers? Exactly, right? Yeah. And that's okay in Barcelona, because we don't ask each other those questions, right? We ask like, hey, what's your favorite beach? Hey, do you play paddle? Yeah? Hey, like, who are you? Yeah? And that's the beautiful thing that I learned with this man. This man is completely different than me, and we went through the hardest times because there's something called Corona, and he owns a business in Barcelona. Guess what? Tattoos. Yeah? And nobody wanted to have tattoo during Corona. Yeah? Self-expression died. And we got so poor at one point that I was learning to cut mushrooms into 4 pieces, right? It's like I come from a middle-class Canadian white privileged family where we eat the whole mushroom, right? And to learn that being with a man and being in this loving, beautiful relationship where it's super, super hard, but at the end of the day, someone hugs you, it's like a hug is worth so much more than what I could have imagined in Berlin, right? So much more than I can achieve in Canada with the easy life. And it was fucking terrible that year, and the year after, yeah? But I realized what was important. You know, like running after like a man, 2-car garage, picket fence, and like a shiny job. What they told us success was, right? But is that your definition of success? if we don't figure out what our definition of success is, we'll just chase what our parents thought was success. And we'll just end up like them. And I have to thank this big tattooed, scary Catalan man with a lot of on his arms. And I will thank him because I will show him this video. And he'll give me a big hug. Yeah? Because he taught me what's important in life. And so now I'm back to teaching English, right? Just like the rest of you and the rest of us. Go to the beach on the weekends. We have a lot of friends and we drink beer for €1, right? And to a lot of us, that's success, isn't it? We all have friends that make $4 grand a month, but they're stressed out, they have gray hair and they're only 25. And, right? Is that success? I don't know. But I do want to thank Gracias Corona for the 2 best years of my life, because I realized what life is about for me.